Shalom, this is Kabash Ban Yasharala, and before I have to today's lesson, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High in the name of His Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, in the true Pele Hebrew tongue, Kal, Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakah, Quadash, Ma'amaf. I want to give a double honor to the apostles and elders, GMS, who rule well and teach well. I want to give a double honor to my elder as well, Ahara Wan Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. And I want to say shalom to the Akim around the four corners of the globe, pushing the truth and sincerity. And with that being said, this is going into the topic of Esau's time being up. And it's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to get too big and break it down, that portion. I'll let the scripture do the talking, but this lesson just popped into my off of watching the SpongeBob. It was the Dirty Dan episode when they was on some old the Dirty Dan stuff where they was like, all right, Dirty Dan, your time is up. And I was just at the job thinking. And then I had the same thought, but in regards to Esau. So that's how this lesson came about. So I'm going to title it, Esau's Time is Up. Because Esau's time is up. We'll go ahead and get into these scriptures. This is 2 Ezra chapter 6, and I'm going to start at verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand first held the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. And that's the point here in verse 9. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So the orderly arrangement of this world is coming to an end because we see Esau in power. And the things playing out in the signs that the Lord left for us to watch for, we're seeing them. So we know that what this world, this society, this orderly arrangement is coming to an end. And our kingdom is coming right behind it. It's a transition of power, so to speak. Well, not so to speak, it is. This is going to be the last wicked kingdom, the last captivity, last oppressor, so on and so forth, man. Because righteousness is going to reign forth after this. Why? Because the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai comes forth after this. That kingdom is going to be exalted. The new heaven and earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And just again, Esau at the end of this world. Because look what he's going around doing. He's going around destroying, killing, causing commotion. Second Thessalonians chapter 2, and I'm starting verse 7. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. The mystery of iniquity is Esau. Esau has been working to deceive the nations. Since the Greek Empire, Roman Empire, since it was just Jacob and Esau. He been at work trying to slay Jacob, trying to make a claim to power, increase his carnal riches, this, that, and the third. But now we see the manifestation in these times, in this wicked kingdom that he created. Our people are oppressed here. Our people are spiritually dead here because of Esau. And they want to follow his way. But the Lord's going to let Esau do his thing until he's ready to take him out of the way. And we're in those times. We're watching the Lord move Esau out of the way, bring him down low. The Lord is revealing the wickedness of Esau. These nations, at one point in time, they were drunken and mad. They were partying with Esau. They were partying with America. But now they're starting to see this place for what it really is. You got the weak saying they're strong. You got the nations rising up. And you know, these are the signs at the time, Lord, is to watch out for. Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. We're seeing sedition amongst men. And all this is the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And the Lord is consuming him with the spirit of his mouth. He has his prophets on the highways and byways, shining that light, bringing in the lost sheep, reading Esau his last rites, prophesying the destruction of this place. And ultimately, this place will be destroyed with the brightness of Yahweh's return. He's going to cancel out all the darkness. There will be no more darkness on earth. It's going to be nothing but light, nothing but righteousness. And that's what we do by prophesying the downfall of this kingdom. We're ushering in the light of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. We're ushering in his kingdom. This is Obadiah chapter 1, I'm going to start at verse 3. The pride of thy heart has deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. So the pride of Esau's heart has him in deception. Because he's running the world right now, he the top dog, he don't think nobody could bring him down. He doesn't see it. He doesn't believe it. And you see, that's the spirit that these Americans in the day. They see the might of the military. They see the dollar, Esau what's the word I'm looking for? His current status in society. They don't see that man falling. But the Lord put him in that position so he can show his power in bringing Esau down. And that's what our people are missing. I really should have got that one. That would have been a good one for this lesson. But Esau's sitting on high right now, and the 2/3 of our people admiring him, and they're following his ways. And these are things that Esau's going to have to pay for. Starting with that pride, because he's in the mindset of who shall bring me down to the ground. He's exalting himself as an eagle. But Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to bring him down. To answer your question, Esau, you wonder who's going to bring it down? It's the Lord. You can fight all you want. His word going to come to pass. He said you're going to get brought down, you're going to get brought down. And it's on the Lord's time, and he's not moving according to our time. Which is why we're seeing things play out how they're playing out. It's not just going to come boom, boom, bam, bam, back to back. It's more so like a woman. Just like when Jacob and Esau were in the womb. We're entering a new world. And so the closer we get to our kingdom, the more contractions is going to be, so to speak. The closer you get to that birth, the closer we get to Yahweh's return, the more prophecy is going to play out. The more signs of the times we're going to see. This, that, and the third. Revelations 13:10. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that slayeth with the sword must be slayed with the sword. Here's the patience and faith of the saints. And real quick, the reason I said slayed instead of what's said here is because YouTube will strike our page. I know I probably said it earlier. It probably just slipped out, but we try to keep our lessons up by abiding by the censorship rules of YouTube and whatnot. But Esau, just getting back on point, Esau led our people into captivity. So the righteous judgment for that would be for him to go into captivity. That's thus saith the Lord. That's the judgment Esau has awaiting him. He has to drink of the judgment that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai poured for him. He that killeth with the sword must be... God damn, I did it again. But he that slayeth with the sword must be slayed with the sword. So Esau physically slays our people, and he mentally slays our people. So Esau must be slayed, put down, like the brute beast he is. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. This is what the servants of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai are waiting on. This is our hope. And our hope is in the word of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, so this will come to pass. Those sanctified by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai are waiting on his righteous judgment to play out. Why? Because that's how righteousness is going to be restored on earth. So Esau has to go into captivity. The Lord don't care about how nobody feel about that. You got people that try to take up for Esau and try to say, these people didn't do that. That was them back in the day. The scripture says, punish thy children for the iniquity of their fathers. The same way the Lord did us. It wasn't a problem when the Lord did us like that for 400 years, but Esau got 1,000 years of captivity coming, along with these other nations. But this lesson going to Esau specifically. He's going to have to pay for the works of his hand. And the Lord going to make sure he pay every penny of that. before he eradicates him off the face of earth. Jeremiah 51, I'm going to start at verse 19. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy kingdoms. So, Esau's blessing was the carnal things of this world. The carnal route. And our blessing was the spiritual route, just to simplify that the best as I can. So our portion isn't like Esau's portion. It's not like any other portion that was given to the other nations. Our portion is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and his kingdom. We're the rod of the Lord's inheritance. We're the ones that's going to receive that. But we have to put in the work to obtain that. We can't follow the ways of Esau, our oppressor. His time is up. His light being dimmed. The Lord shining, cutting the lights on the club. Yeah, in the club in the club about to close, they cut the lights on. Make y'all get up out of there. The Lord done cut the lights on, man. He's shining his righteousness on Esau's kingdom. That's why this place is in the state that it's in. It's failing. It's falling. And that's how we know our kingdom's on the way. We're the battle axe and weapons of warfare for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. We fight the fight of faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, going out prophesying the downfall of this kingdom, prophesying Esau's downfall. And ultimately, we're going to do that when Yahushai returns. We're just waiting on him to rise up to the prey. 1,000 years is a day to the Lord. Everything playing out is going according to his will and his timing. So when it's time, the Lord is going to use us to put these nations in their place. We're going to have them in captivity, building up New Jerusalem physically. Because New Jerusalem is already being built spiritually through the elect. But ultimately, that's the point. Esau's going into captivity, and the Lord's going to use us to do it. Psalms 2, I didn't want to make this lesson too long, but Psalms chapter 2, I don't know the exact verse, but it said, ask me and I'll give you the heathen for thine inheritance. These are the things that we have in store, ruling in the kingdom of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai over those that oppressed us, afflicting them with the righteous indignation of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, passing out the judgment of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. This is our inheritance, to rule the world according to the word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Because Esau ruling the world right now. You see the condition that the world is in. It's, lack of better terms, it's dying off. It's wiltering away. And that's all through the word. Esau's making this place a desert, a wilderness. But the Lord's going to heal that. Going to put a stop to Esau's wicked works. But y'all right, this was edifying. And until the next time, I'm going to say shalom.